which time will say. Back to you, Pia.
Indeed, sir. Requesting you to stay on with us as we're tracking some further updates. The World Bank has now expressed support for a US-drafted UN Security Council resolution that would establish a 2-year transitional authority, namely the International Board of Peace, to oversee the reconstruction of Gaza as well as the recovery of the enclave. World Bank President Ajay Banga has stated that the proposed body would give the bank the mandate needed to coordinate with international partners and manage a donor-funded trust for rebuilding efforts. He has in fact penned a letter to US Ambassador Mike Waltz on this issue. The draft resolution also authorizes a 2-year international stabilization force to ensure security as part of the next phase of US President Donald Trump's peace plan for Gaza. This, of course, follows the ceasefire and hostage release deal between Israel and Hamas that was inked on the 10th of October. The World Bank, the United Nations and the European Union all estimate that Gaza's reconstruction could cost, in fact, about $70 billion US. The United States has emphasized that it hopes to bring the resolution to a vote within weeks with support from Egypt, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey and the United Arab Emirates. Still with us on the broadcast is Major General Sudhakar Ji, senior geopolitical expert. The US, of course, drafted this UNSC resolution a couple of days back, and it seems that the World Bank is now also backing this. We've seen several Arab states in the Gulf as well, including, as I mentioned earlier, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Qatar, Turkey. All of them have come out and backed this resolution as well. The estimated cost is $70 billion. I want to understand from you, what are the concerns that the United States has, the Arab states have, and Israel has as far as this plan is concerned?
Okay, I'll tackle them one by one from the reverse order. Firstly, I'll say about the Israel. Israel, the bottom line and the top line is that they do not want any Palestinian, any place to be given to the Palestinian in Middle East. That is the requirement of Israel. They want to decimate, they want to destroy Hamas. The concern, as far as Israelis are concerned, are that another 7th October 2023 is going to collapse the very existence of the nation state called Israel. Because the people of Israel are also fed up. The Palestinians are, as it is, they're fed up and frustrated. So this is number one concern. Number two concern of Arab is that Arabians, they have been demanding that there has to be two-nation theory. Now, two-nation theory does not exist in the mind or heart and soul of Israel. They do not accept, nor will they accept in times ahead. So where do you bring a solution of middle path? Now come to the USA. USA, the president, at least there is one man sticking his head out in the global order today. For the sake of peace, he had assured his constituency during election campaigning and that he would bring Russia-Ukraine war to an end or ceasefire, some kind of a halt within 24 hours. It has not happened, but he's trying his best. As far as Middle East is concerned, at least he has proposed, he has initiated a 20-point peace proposal. The phase one exchange of prisoners and the hostages have taken place. There are some more which will take place. But the point of concern is that are Hamas going to disarm themselves? Because if the Hamas do not disarm, my latest statistics indicate that at the beginning of, let's say, 7th October 2023, the Hamas were 38,000. The numbers had gone up to 45,000. They have lost around 15,000 odd Hamas. They've died. So the balance around 15,000 are still alive. Plus there are 12,000. At places you will find 8,000 to 9,000. But I'm giving the devil the due. 12,000 to 15,000 more. So the figure has come back to, if not 38,000, around 30,000 again. Yeah, 100% tunnels have not been destroyed. Around, people claim 80%, but I give the devil, the Hamas, the due. It is very difficult to destroy the tunnels. I say more than 50% tunnels are still there intact. And third and most important thing is the arms, weapon, and the warlike stores. I would give them that benefit of doubt. They have 50% and the supply chain management of the weapons, ammunition, logistics, warlike stores is still intact. And
Yes.
last but not the least is the money laundering or the money supply, which is keeping the entire ecosystem of Hamas alive and the support system extending from Iran. And there are many countries in the world who are supporting the Hamas for the cause for which they are fighting. It is still on. So has the world body, whoever is looking at, have they been able to identify the ecosystem where they can choke the Hamas? The financial transactions is the main core issue on which they must focus. And I don't think till date anybody, neither in USA nor in United Nations, nor the Israelis, they have actually focused on the issue. That is because, Pia, we need to understand Hamas was the creation. It was created by none other than the Israel itself, so that they could undermine the rising status or PLO becoming stronger and stronger by the day. And both the entities, they wanted to keep them separated and divided so that they don't come to a convergence platform of demanding two-state nation. So therefore, my summary statement in response to your question is that the concerns are well understood, but is anything going or making any headway progressively towards final resolution of the problem? The final resolution of the problem has not been enunciated anywhere in the 20-point peace proposal.
Yes.
It is not talking about the two-nation theory. It is very tacitly, very briefly, indirectly hinting at there may be a possibility of two-nation theory. Now, people from Gaza, when they get dislocated, when the rebuilding plan takes place, you are saying 70 billion has been identified is the requirement. Where are these people going to stay? Is there any place selected? Are they going to go to Jordan or Egypt? Or which place are they going to be accommodated? Are the Arabic countries prepared to accept these people? So these are the issues which are the matters of concern, which by and by I am hopeful and optimistic that some solution would be actually coming our way. Back to you, Pia.
Indeed, so requesting you to stay on with us. We're tracking some breaking updates coming in at the moment as far as this plan is concerned. We're now learning that a senior UAE official has confirmed that the United Arab Emirates is unlikely to join the proposed international stabilization force for Gaza. In fact, presidential advisor Anwar Gargash has emphasized that the UAE does not see a clear framework for this mission and under these circumstances will probably not participate. These remarks were made during a forum in Abu Dhabi. Major General Sudhakarji is still with us on the broadcast. We all know that the UAE is party to the Abraham Accords. In that context, with this statement now coming forth, how is this likely to influence the sort of consensus we've been seeing from regional Gulf Arab states in the backing of the US's plan?
Doubtful, Pia. Very important and very significant question you have raised. Must compliment you and the channel editorial committee. This is what the main crux is. The current proposal of 20-point peace plan and followed by one of the components is the stabilization force, and you have board of peace, etc., etc. You see, there are very prominent deficiencies. One of the prominent deficiencies is that what the United Arab Emirates has actually raised the point. You see, the issue here is now the Hamas, their demand is what? Their demand is that the Israelis, they must vacate the occupied territories. Which are the occupied territories? People need to understand the Gaza must be vacated. Have they vacated? No.
No.
Till some date in October, 53% of Gaza was under occupation of Israeli forces. Okay, they have not vacated. Which is the second place? Is the West Bank. West Bank is supposed to be handed over completely to Palestinians. Okay, they have the Fatah party, their PLO is existing. Instead of handing over, they have gone in for an incremental, developing the settlement, Israeli settlements. The numbers are rising. I am told there are many towns and there are many cities which are coming up in West Bank. What is the size of the West Bank? West Bank is around 130 to 140 kilometers north-south by 30 to 65 kilometers west-east. This is the size. In this small size, the West Bank should have been, as per the bottom line demand is that as per 1967,
Yes.
the border should be drawn, which is the third place. Third place is the East Jerusalem. Now, is Israel vacating the places?
No.
No, we will not talk about the one which is of Syria, that is Golan Heights. It's done and dusted. I don't think America and Israel will give it back to them. So you take it that because it is overlooking Damascus, it has to be within artillery range. The Jordan River actually originates from there. So likewise, it's a very dominant feature. I don't think Golan Heights is going to be given back. So let's forget about that. But these three locations that I have spelled out, are Israelis and Americans prepared to make any negotiations or compromise and hand over these places? I don't think so. The answer is not so quick. And UAE has rightfully raised the objection or the point Abraham Accord will come about. What is Abraham Accord? Abraham Accord is bringing the Arabic nation and Israel's together. The flags of each other mutually should be flying in the respective land or the soil. So therefore, is it anywhere close by? Those four countries, if you had Morocco, you had, I think, Bahrain, you
Yes.
had UAE, and you had Sudan. These are the four countries, I think they have signed the Abraham Accord. Beyond that, I don't visualize anybody would be signing now because the issues have become very, very complex. Hamas are becoming determined. They are not prepared to actually disarm their weapons until unless the sovereignty of Palestine is assured and two-nation theory is guaranteed and the security guarantee is given by some meaningful, substantive and credible organization and nation. That is not going to happen in an easy way. It will take a lot of time. We need to have patience and we need to have statesman type, leadership qualities to actually sacrifice, make that compromising kind of a give and take kind of an option so that some early solution is achieved between all the multiple stakeholders. Back to EPL.
Absolutely, sir. With that, I'd like to thank you for taking out time and sharing your analysis with us on NewsX World. We're tracking more updates.